Good morning. It is Sunday, May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. Feliz Cinco de Mayo, mis amigos. 2024. And I am, of course, here in Sterling, Virginia. And today we're going to continue working on our game, the GeoSketch game that we have been dedicating our weekends to, or at least like a couple of hours in the morning to. So I did work on this yesterday, and I made some good progress, which I'll show in a minute. But before I started live, I was in the middle of doing a little, what I like to call housekeeping. Now, what I did with the game controllers, I added a bunch of stuff to the game controllers that we started working on yesterday, but I created like 6 different game controllers, and they're all just in this one game controller .h and .cpp files. And I just did that out of laziness, mostly. Just like I wanted to get them created. I wanted to get the framework in place. Now I want to actually separate them into different files. Now I'm not going to separate all of them into different files, because I think there's literally like 8 different ones. And so I just kind of want to put the 2 big ones into their own file. And actually what I've done already, which I can show here, I've already created their own folder. So they'll all be in this game controllers folder. So this one will be, what the hell are they called? Game controller where's game controller .h? An error occurred in missile. Oh, okay. I see. I know. So Visual Studio is complaining because I've already moved game controller.cpp to its own folder, to that folder where I'm going to put all the game controllers. I already moved game controller.cpp. And you can see lots of things are complaining because, I need to simply do this in some cases. And if I go to the header file, I'm sure, like game engine and poll result and GeoSketch logger. So that should take care of some of the errors. But what I need to do is I need to get the name, because the name is going to be the file. So first of all, we're going to start with game start controller. Now I'm using Visual Studio Code to actually create the files, because I just find Visual Studio Code easier to do file manipulation, to basically just kind of create new files and save them. Whereas Visual Studio would be like, well, do you want a text file, or do you want a CPP file, or do you want a header file, or do you want a this file or that file? It's like, I just want to create the file. I literally just want to create a text file. Stop giving me too many options. All right, so let's just do this. Let's create the namespace, and this is boilerplate stuff that I kind of do whenever I'm starting a new file. Essentially, I always use a not always, but most of the time I use a namespace, and then I wrap the namespace. Okay, so we have game controller.h, and this will be game controller.cpp. Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to take the game controller code. Oh, wait, no. Game controller. Is there an option to go to the header here? All right, maybe not. Let's just do this. So I want to copy the game controller class definition out. And you can see I added a bunch of, that's game controller. Game start controller. That's this. Because game start controller, that's the one that's going to do like the 1, 2, 3, go kind of. And so that one, I think that one kind of deserves its own file, its own set of files, because it's going to grow. Let's see, game controller, and then what did we, game start controller. So that's game start controller. And Captain Fandom Nerd is in the room. He says, good morning, Captain Fandom Nerd. I hope you are having a wonderful Sunday morning. I am having a wonderful Sunday morning. I actually have to get ready. I'm going to stream. I'm going to program for a little bit, and then I have to get ready to go to my mother's. My mother lives about 2 hours away from me, so I'm going to actually go, and I'm going to stay with her for most of the week. So that should be fun. No, no, it's nice. I'm teasing, but it actually is. It actually is. I wouldn't call it fun, but it is very nice. It's very relaxing because my mother kind of lives in the middle of nowhere, and so there's no animals. There's no house falling apart. I mean, not that my house is falling apart, but it's different when you're in somebody's house, somebody else's house. Because when you're in your own house, and you're like, oh, the fence needs to be replaced. Oh, that needs to be fixed. Oh, you think of these things that are just like there's just a little brick or a little stone that's put on your back. But when you're in somebody else's house, it's like those little things, they don't really bother you because it's not your house. So you don't have to worry about it. So I go to my mother's and it's really nice actually because we just kind of, we hang out. Like, I mean, she has this nice upstairs where like I work, because I'll be working next week, but I'll just be working from my mother's. And then in the evenings, I'll come downstairs and we'll just sit in the living room and we'll watch TV and then we'll hang out. We'll have dinner. And then by like 9 o'clock, it's like, all right, bedtime. And then she goes to bed, I go to bed, and then, rinse and repeat the next day. It's actually very nice. Okay, so there's that. I have done this. Now, I was wondering, do I want to put, because like right now, I just put these files into the existing CMake file, and I'm wondering if I want to put them in their own. See, if I want to have a CMake file and then do a sub, add subdirectory. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. No, I don't want to do that. I'm just going to keep doing this. So this is game start. And then down here is going to be game. And this is just, again, adding. And there's one more I want to create. We'll create the boilerplate. And then we'll get this working, and then I'll show you what I accomplished yesterday after the stream. I always like to put a comment here because sometimes, it's difficult to know when a namespace ends. Okay, the next one is going to be the timed game controller because that's the one where I think I did the most work. Yeah, timed game controller. So is this giving, what is this? This is, okay, this is something. Okay, I'm just going to copy this and then close this and then open up a new one, save that, and then come back over here, come here, copy this. And this will be timed game controller.cpp, but it needs to be saved in here. Okay, timed game controller. Oh wait, that's the .h, not .cpp. Okay, and then we will have include timed game controller.h namespace. Create the namespace as always, kids. It is always good to have your own namespace. Not always, but it mostly is always good to have your own namespace. Okay, let's see. We come over here. Okay, and now I need to copy the code out of here. So there's actually two classes. There's timed game controller and there's timed game over controller, right? And the reason I did that is because you're going to have the timed game controller is going to hand functionality over to the timed game over controller when the game is over, and you need to have different game over controllers because different types of games are going to show different types of statistics after the game is over. So that is my reasoning there. All right, let me do this. And you can see I have others in here, like I have free game controller, and then I have countdown, I think countdown game controller. I will put those into their own file later. There's no particular reason to do it right now. I just completely lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh, I was going to come over to the CPP file, and then I was going to copy timed game controller out. Yeah. Okay. And then timed game controller will go in here. Okay. And then now I need to add this to the CMake file, which is here. So we'll come up here, and this is going to be game. Why can I can never type on this keyboard? Okay, not GeoSketch controller. The AI is trying to help me out there, but AI is a very useful tool, but it is wrong on occasion. Okay, and then this is here. Okay. Game controller, this looks good, this looks good. We can quit out of Visual Studio. We can go over to Visual Studio, or we can quit out of Visual Studio Code, go back to Visual Studio, and if you run this zero check, the zero check is what will reload the CMake. It'll remake the project files. And it should ask me to reload the, yep, see, it's asking me. So what happens is CMake, again, is kind of like a platform agnostic build system, but it doesn't build the program, it creates build files targeted for your target system. So even though the builds, you write the scripts in a generic way, but then you say, I want to compile in Visual Studio. So then it creates the Visual Studio compilation files, or the files to compile the program. And that's what Visual Studio wants. But now that I changed the CMake file, and then I regenerated that Visual Studio file, Visual Studio needs to reload it, and that's what it's asking me here. So there's that, and then I should be and then you can see my new files, time, game. I really want them in their own folder, and I forget how to make Visual Studio do that through CMake, and that's what I was wondering, if maybe that's what the add subdirectory thing is, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and build. And then it's going to give me a bunch of compile errors because I'm going to have to fix a bunch of paths and add paths, but we'll work our way through those. Okay. All right, so game screen is complaining, which doesn't surprise me. Game screen, because this has changed, this has moved. Oh, Lord. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Give me, oh. Okay, this is what I was typing on. So this will be, oh my gosh, game controllers. I suspect a lot of these compilation errors are just going to be path fixing. Now this is something that I do, and something that you don't really have to do, but I will put, there's like a hierarchy. For in my mind, I create a hierarchy for the includes, like system libraries from the standard C++ library will go first. Then after that, things like Boost will come, and then other libraries that you're including, like Boost, the format library, or the log library, things like that. Then after that, I'll put things that are in my project but are in different folders, and then after that, I'll put things that are actually in my project in the same folder. And then last, I would put like the accompanying header file for the CPP file I'm in, but right now I'm in a header file, so it doesn't matter. All right, let's go. We're compiling. It's still going to give me a bunch of errors. I mean, I would be shocked if it just compiled right now. But it's working its way through. It's doing its thing. You can see game. Okay, here we go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, game start controller is, okay, so this is the game controller. This needs to know, okay, this needs to know all of them. Game can start controller, and, but no. Let's let the AI. All right, there we go. Okay. There's that. Fix that header file. I'm going to be lazy and just keep going. I'm just going to keep letting the compiler tell me what's wrong. Okay, now that error, okay, I'm going to just work my way through these. What is this? Game controller config. Can you, this, I'm a little, wait a minute. Can you hear the music? Is the music audible? I had music playing yesterday and I thought it was working, but then, or, you know, whatever. All right, so game, where am I? I was over here. So we have this weird error. Okay, syntax. So it doesn't know what game controller config is, but game controller config is defined in game controller. So I think I just need to include game controller config, but do I have to include it in the header? Yeah, I will. I'm not too concerned about compiling I would probably get yelled at. Maybe not. I would, but you know, generally you kind of, if you can avoid including headers and other headers, you kind of want to. Is the music too loud, Joe? Is it too loud? All right, because it's a party. That's why I'm playing the music. It is a party here. Let's see. Time game controller. Game controller. Oh, the AI. The AI steered me wrong. Prefer no music. All right. Well, you know. Oh, Joe gets what Joe wants. I'm turning it down even more. How's that? It's going to turn it down so you can barely hear it. All right. There are fewer. Okay. There are fewer errors, which is good. Game screen. We're getting there. Again, like when you start moving files into different folders, things are obviously going to just... Okay, well, it worked. Okay, let's see if it runs. Just because it compiles doesn't mean it's going to run. Okay, so let me show you what I did yesterday. It's not very much, but it is a start. So we click New Game, and we're working on timed mode. Timed mode, I need to come up with better names. If you guys have any suggestions for better names of these modes, let me know. But timed mode is the one where you're timed, where you're going to be asked to draw. You're going to be given like a finite number of countries, and then you're going to be timed to how fast and how well you can draw them, right? So that's a timer starts at 0, working up because it's actually timing you, and that's what we're working on. So if you come over here in the little debug window, whoops, I don't need it that big. When I click Start Game, what's going to happen is you're going to see log messages printing out. So it's going to go countdown 0, 1, 2, and then as soon as it hits the 3-second mark, it starts timing you. That's all it does right now. I know this is a great game. This is a great game, but this is a good framework. So what I want to do, I just did it. I had the game Star Controller, and you can see here it is the game Star Controller. I had the game Star Controller just print log messages with the countdown because it was easier to do, just kind of to get it to work. But I think now, there was a bug I realized as well. There's another issue. This timer, like what happens? Think about this. What happens if you get to like 100 minutes? Then what's going to happen is this text up on the top is going to shift, and then this line underneath of it will no longer be centered. Now you're thinking to yourself like, okay, well, who's going to let this run for 100 minutes? It could happen. Well, there was what company was it? It wasn't EA. There was some game company, and they might still do it too, that it was their policy. Part of their testing was they would not release a game, or you know what, maybe it was a platform. I think it was a platform now that I think about it. It might have been like PlayStation or Nintendo or something like that. But basically, they would not release, they would to get a game on a test version of the game, and then they would just let it run for 4 days. And if it slowed down or didn't work or crashed after 4 days, that was a bug that needed to be fixed. So that was part of their testing process, is they would get in the middle of the game and then just leave it sit, like, you know, they would move the character over to a corner where nothing could hurt it, and then they would just let it sit for 4 days. And if it worked, it worked. If it didn't, then it was sent back to the publisher and they had to fix the issue. So that's why I try to think of things like that. Like if you just let this timer keep running, obviously you don't want the program shouldn't crash. And generally, if there is a crash, like let's just say for example that after 100 minutes it did crash, that could be indicative of a flaw. I mean, of a problem. Well, obviously it's a flaw in the program, but it could be indicative of a bigger issue, of some kind of underlying like design issue or something like that. Anyway, so this is what we accomplished. I think what we're going to try and accomplish today is this countdown here. We're going to try and get this on a different. We're going to try and get it displayed on the screen. Yeah, that's going to be fun. So the way that this works is, let's go back. When I hit start game, when I hit this one, this countdown, this is a single game controller. And then as soon as you see this timer, I'm pointing to the screen like you can see me pointing to the screen, but as soon as you see the timer, that's a different game controller. So this is what I was talking about yesterday, where you have the game controllers. Let me show you. The game controller factory object or factory method actually defines the next controller. So you can see here, here's a timed game, and we have the game start controller. That's the countdown. Doot, doot, doot. And then the next controller after that is the timed game controller, and then after that is the timed game over controller, because when the game's over, the game's over. And then after that is what I call the null game controller, and that's kind of there just as a safeguard right now. But that will probably, what's probably going to happen is after the timed game controller, it'll just take you back to the menu before. Okay, so let's check our code in because we moved a bunch of stuff around. Let's see. So we'll check everything here in. We have to check in, and we should probably just check everything here as well. I don't think I really changed any code. I'm just going to briefly look at the files. Like yeah. There's nothing like the CMake file. I don't think I screwed anything up there. Oh, the computer is slow. Come on. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I just added some stuff. You know, I'm gonna kind of break my own rule. Moving game controller code to its own folder. All right, and then we'll push that. All right, good, good. We've already, and this is the thing. We've already accomplished something today. Look at us go. Joe, is the music still too loud for you? I'm keeping it on just for now because it keeps me motivated. Like, I can hear it, and it keeps me motivated. Okay. All right, so we want to look at the game start controller. Now, I had to do... Let me actually come over here. I really wish Visual Studio Code would adopt the screen split behavior of... No, I really wish Visual Studio would adopt the screen split behavior of Visual Studio Code, because the way that you split the editors is so nice in Visual Studio Code, but in Visual Studio, it's a pain in the butt. What did I want to say? I wanted to talk about the game controller class. So the game controller class, which is the base class, it actually ended up being a bit of a bear, and I'm not very happy with it because I essentially ended up re-implementing this screen class. Now, not exactly. It is a little different. Is it? Now that I'm looking at it more, okay, the only difference really is the controllers. But everything else, I had to add a GUI object because the different controllers are going to have different, they might have a button, they're going to have different labels, like that timer was a label. So I had to add a way to add things to a GUI. I had to add drawables. And if I add, so basically drawables are just objects that can be drawn. And since I added a collection of drawables, I had to add a draw method. And I'm like, well, this is just all the stuff that already exists in the game screen class. So here's game screen and here's the game controller. And you can see, like, you know, they both have, well, wait, it's going to make me a liar. Wait a minute. Oh, I had a friend. I don't need that friend class. I added that. But wait a minute. Oh, it's not game screen. I need screen. It's a screen. So here we go. So here's the screen class right here, and you can see that I have a GUI object, and this has a GUI object. I have drawables, and this has over here on the right hand side you have drawables. So and then I realized, the game controllers are going to need access to the resources, because the game controllers, like the resources it's a singleton object, which just kind of gives everybody access to your to the resources, which are like images stored on the folder, on the hard drive, or sounds and things like that. And I was like, well, the game controllers are going to need access to that. So I had to add access to that. They're going to need access to the screen, right? I mean, obviously the game controllers are going to be able to need the draw stuff. So At some point, I would like to go through and kind of refactor these into maybe like an interface pattern, and then the screen and the game controller could both just implement the interface pattern. But for now, they're going to stay separate because I'm lazy and I want to make it. You know, you got to prioritize what you want. Anyway, so how are we going to do this? Right? Let's look at it again. Do I have my... Where are my balsamic? Balsamic.cloud. This great little site which allows you to draw the... Let me see. First project. Where are my drawings at? I want to show you. Okay, here we are. So, again, this is the gameplay screen, but I don't know... I'm trying to think of how it's going to look when you first start it, right? New game, tiled. Let's actually just go to free mode for now. Well, I guess, does it need to actually draw the tiles? Oh, and that brings up a whole other thing. How do you hide this thing? I have no way to hide it. Because really, it would just be a big get ready on top, right? On top, it would say get ready, and then below it would be like 1, 2, 3, go. Right? Does that make sense? 1, 2, 3, go. Does that make sense? So I need a way to hide the tiles and basically hide everything. Oh God. Okay. All right. This is getting messy. This is already getting messy. This is already getting messy. All right. I'm trying to think of how I want to be able to hide stuff. No, maybe I don't need to hide stuff, actually. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't need to hide anything. Because, and here's why. Here's why I don't need to hide anything. No. I'm thinking now, like, maybe the game, maybe because I have because I have this game screen. Maybe Tile Manager just needs to. Maybe Tile Manager just needs to be owned by the game control. No. Okay, so the way I want it to work is game screen has all the elements, and then the game controllers control the elements. But game controllers themselves are also going to have to have their own elements. So what is a good way, and I'm thinking like design-wise, like what is a good way to have a controller hide elements on the game screen without, and I don't want to do something like hide the label, hide the tiles, I don't want to do it, because then what happens is that creates a maintenance problem, because then if I add a new element to the game screen, I have to go update all my controllers and say, oh, you got to hide this new element. You got to hide. I want like a single way to do this. I think the way to do it, okay. I think the way to do it is here in the screen class. Because this is what I'm drawing two things. I'm drawing the GUI and I'm drawing the drawables. So if I just do this, set visible, bool visible, we need a we're gonna need a, I want to make this, actually I want to make that private. I don't want other classes just messing with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a class method, hidden equals, no, visible. Another thing, you should always try to have your, variables named in a positive way, because you want positivity in your life. Now, I think that you should try to have variables named in a positive way, because I think it helps with when you're thinking through, like, if not hidden, well, wait, is it visible? Yes, not hidden. But then if not is not enabled and things like that, like you just get into these, like just reduce the negatives and the log, and the code gets easier to read. Just keep the code easy to read. And I feel affirmative booleans or affirmative variable names are easier to read. So set visible, this is going to equal this, and we'll go ahead, we'll add a setter. That's fine. Okay. And you can see AI did that for me. It was beautiful. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to come over here, and then in the draw method, because I mean, okay, the naive approach is this. Actually, no, the naive approach is if not come on, what the hell is wrong with my typing? Visible. This goddamn keyboard. Okay, this is the naive approach, but the thing I'm not crazy about on this is you got to realize this draw method's getting called 30 times a second, right? I think that's the frame rate, 30 times a second. So it's getting called 30 times a second. And so you got to think about every little thing you add into the draw method. I'm not crazy about this branch, or I'm sorry about this. Oh, it is a branch, but I'm not crazy about this test. I think we'll just leave it for now. It's not going to kill performance. I'm not drawing a million different objects. It's not going to be a big deal. Okay. Now, so that means the game controller class, when it starts, so one of the first things it's going to, okay, well, does the game controller class does have access to the screen, I believe. Yes, screen. So I should be able to do set, let me see. Right? That should work. Does that compile? It's a reference, so it needs a dot. I don't know why it's giving me, what is this? Oh, it's an incomplete class. Okay, so the screen, it doesn't know what screen is. So let's add that. Okay, now it should work. Now, oh, it's still building from the last time. All right, come on. Come on, Windows, you can do it. Come on, Windows, you can do it. I was getting ready to say, I hope everybody has plans for the weekend. It's Sunday. Like, the weekend's over. But I was reminded that Memorial Day comes up soon. Not this weekend, not the later. When is the... I'm not going to show my calendar on screen, but Memorial Day is the 27th. Today is the 5th. So let's see. Next weekend's, so we have 2 more regular weekends and then a 3-day weekend. Time is flying by. What is this? Use of undefined game screen. Okay, where? Oh. What was it? I was forward declaring this. Game controller.cpp. Game screen. It's defined right there. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Okay. Game engine. This needs, I was trying to get clever. But wait, does game screen, so game screen, this is where you get into trouble. Game screen includes game controller. So I can't include game screen inside a game controller because then you get a circular dependency. So that's why I was trying to forward declare. Let me go back. I was going to forward declare game screen, and it should be fine because I'm only doing it as a pointer, which is acceptable. Oh, well, wait. Oh, Oh, I think I know what the problem is. I think the problem is that, no, game screen is here. Game controller? Game screen's here. What is going on? Why can nobody find game screen? Let's just. Oh, maybe that was the bad compilation. All right, let's just calm down. Just calm down. It's gonna be okay. Let's check. Let's see what else is going on over here. Okay, so as I was saying about Memorial Day weekend, we have next weekend, the weekend after, and then the weekend after is Memorial Day. And then after that, I am home, and then I leave on June 11th. And I will be gone for a while. Okay, it compiled. Okay, good. And now I completely forgot what I had done. Oh, okay. So I was trying to get the game Star Controller to set the screen to invisible, and then... So maybe that keeps it invisible, and then the timed game controller, hear me out, makes it visible. And let's try this. So what we should see is we should see a blank screen once I hit tiled mode, right? Once I select new game, we should see a blank screen, and we should see the countdown in the debug box, right? We should see a countdown, and then the screen should appear with the timer. Okay, so we got that. Time to mode. Well, that didn't work. Why didn't that work? Why is it still drawing? Game Star Controllers config set screen visible. Is game screen doing draw? Oh, game screen's doing its own draw. Oh. There's got to be a better way to do this, but I don't think there is. The problem is that game screen is doing its own draw. It's calling screen draw, and then it's doing its own draw here. So wait, what is this? If oh. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, the reason I'm laughing is because I want the game screen is going to draw the controller, but I want the controller to tell the screen not to draw itself, just draw the controller. Well, I guess that's not too funny, but I guess what I could do is, oh, this is so hacky. This is so hacky. Okay, now it should work, I think. I forgot to even. Did anybody pay attention? Was the text at the bottom of the screen there? The text at the bottom of the screen should work, but the tile itself probably was being drawn. All right, let's see. There we go. Tiled mode. Oh, come on. Really? Really? If is visible. What is going on here? All right. Oh my God, it is such a beautiful day outside. Can you hear the rain? So if not visible, return. And then this should all be skipped. Game screen calls screen draw and then does its own check because it's manually drawing the tiles. It's almost like this set visible is never getting called. Well, let's make sure it is. All right, we got new game, we got timed, start. Okay, it's definitely getting called. So let's come over here. And if we inspect this and we inspect screen, visible is true. What? What? Game screen should be this screen here. Oh, wait, what? It has to be because I'm creating the controllers up here with this. Okay. All right. So what we're gonna. I'm so confused. Okay. Let's see. Let's check this out. Oh, the music stopped. Joe should be happy if he's still listening, but I think he fell back asleep. I'm restarting the music. Okay, let's see what we got. New game. Timed. Okay. So screen is it's down here. It's a unique pointer. Yes, it exists at this address. Let's copy this address. I need Visual Studio Code. Let me bring that back up over here. Okay. So I just need like a scratch file. Okay. So this is the green. This is this is the screen object we're talking about. So now what I want to do is where did my other breakpoint go? Is it still breaking? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's. Is that the same? I think that's the same. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same. So it's definitely the same object, but for some reason, it is getting back to true. Set visible false. Did I screw something up in set screen in set visible? I am so confused. Huh. Okay. Think about this. They're the same game screen objects. So I should actually, let's see, game start control hit. Oh, I know what the problem is. I know what the problem is. Okay. The problem, I got it because I'm a genius. You can't start it in the, you can't set the visible in the constructor because the constructors get called up front. So what's happening is this is getting, the game start controller is getting constructed, so you set it to false. But then immediately after that, the timed controller constructor is getting called, so it's being set to true. What I need is what I really, and I've been kind of thinking about this too, is I need some kind of like game controller start method that to notify the game controllers that, hey, you're visible now. Like, hey, this is your time to shine. Start. So we'll just go over here. We'll make it virtual. I'm going to put it down here. Virtual void start. I don't want to make it pure virtual. I'm just going to have it in empty initialization here. So it's not going to do anything. But so what I can do now is I can go over to game start controller. I see. This all makes sense now. I got it. Don't worry about it. I got this. All right, so we're gonna come over here. We're gonna override draw, or I'm sorry, we're gonna override start. You're not going to. And this is good because like I needed a place to kind of like start the clock. I needed a place to start like other stuff. What is this? Is this complaining? What is this complaining about? Create definition. Okay, so yeah, let's just go ahead and okay, perfect. Now, if I do this here, right? Oh, but I should still have access to this. Yeah, right here. Okay. Okay. Now, on timed controller, I need to do something similar, right? I need to get rid of this. I need to add the start method right here. All right, AI, you almost had it. Thank you. I need to add it. Can you help me? Thank you. Is it? They put a semicolon there. Maybe I did. Okay, and then perfect. AI knew what I wanted to do. Now, it's still not going to work because I still need to call start. And I'm going to call start when you switch controllers. So, and start will only get called once when the controller is starting. And this is where we're switching controllers right here. Controller equals next controller. So what we can do is we can do controller start. Now, I should probably do like a controller end so that controllers can kind of clean themselves up, but whatever. We'll deal with that later. All right, let's see. I said, look, this, I feel a little bit better about this. I can take that off. Can I view breakpoints? View, is it under debug? I just want to view my breakpoints. No, I don't want a new breakpoint. I want to view my existing breakpoints. Ugh. Is it going to be under Windows? Breakpoints. I wouldn't have done that if I had known it was going to lock up Visual Studio Code. Okay, here we go. All right, let's try this. Let's see what happens. All right, where'd my debug screen go? Here it is. Okay, we got new game. We got timed mode. Okay, moment of truth. What? All right. What is going on? Okay. Did start get called? Well, that's easy enough to... Okay, this is set visible true. Game start controller. Oh, you know what? Start might not be getting called on the very first one. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not getting... It's getting called on the second one, but it's not getting called on the very first one. So... I want to call it an update. I know that much. I really don't want to add a boolean because the reason I was so hesitant, okay, because basically what I need this, the very first controller, I need to call start at the very first update. But in order to do that, the easiest way to do it is just to add another boolean, just like I've already, and like, but this is what happens. You get down this path where you're just like, you've added all these, like you're adding all these little booleans to keep track of like these states, and the next thing you know, your performance is crap because, well, you've added a million different booleans. But we're going to do it anyway. Not game over. Start it. Okay. If not start it, what we're going to do is we're going to call the controller start. And then we're going to set start to equals true. This should work. I have faith. I have faith. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. I think this is going to do it. I swear to God, we haven't even been, you know, I wanted to show the like little 1, 2, 3. I haven't even been able to get the screen to be blank yet. Oh my God. It's okay, because I think the 1, 2, 3 is pretty simple. 1, 2, 3. You might have to work on the timing a little bit, but I think that'd be pretty simple. All right. here we go. Got the bug screen. Got this. I don't know why this window's here. Okay, whoop. Wait, nope, come back. Okay, where'd my debug screen go? Okay, moment of truth. Ready? Yes! Finally. All right. Oh, jeez Louise. Now that, let's check this in. I mean, look at, oh, that's so disgusting. For something so simple, look at how much, and so for something so simple, and I had to change so much code. That's like a, I don't want to say it's indicative of a design flaw, but it's kind of indicative of a design flaw. All right, but anyway, whatever. Sometimes, you know, you're a design flaw. Just go with that. Okay, let's see. We added the visible. There we go. We added that disgusting part, and then to screen, we added this as well. Wait a minute. What did we add? Are we looking at screen? What's different? Oh, okay, if visible return. Yeah. So we added a Boolean there, and then I think we added another Boolean. And we added a Boolean in screen. Yep, start it, and then the controller. We got rid of that. At least we got rid of something. I used to work with a guy who he would pride himself on deleting code, which is actually a good, you know, like if you can delete code, like you should delete code. You know, assuming you maintain functionality and the program still works. But I think he is probably like in Git. Right, you can look at different contributors to the repository and like how many lines they've added, how many they've deleted, and I think he might not have been the only one, but I think he might have been the only one who had deleted more lines of code than he had actually written, which I remember was something he took pride in, which, you know, which is valid. All right, so what are we doing? We're looking at this now. Yep, so I just added this start to the time game controller. Start controller, yeah, that's fine. You guys got to review your code a little bit. Then it's just the scan. Okay, there's the start there to the, and then what did I change in game controller? That was the base class. Oh, I added the blink start method. Yeah, that had to be overridden by the. Okay, make screen. No. Added ability. Oh my God, added ability for game controllers to make the game screen visible or not. Okay. Perfect. Okay, now the last thing we're going to do, and then we're going to call it a day, but this might take a good half hour, 45 minutes, is just to have it say, so how do we want it to look, right? Do we want it to look like on top, start, one, no. Start in 1, 2, no. Let's see. I want to get some ideas. Let's look at start. No, game. Start screens with countdown. Starting soon. Continue. No. Nothing here. Can we ask Copilot? I want to make sure Copilot doesn't show history. Okay. Well, wait. All right. That's fine. Okay. Create a screenshot for a geography map drawing game. Oh no! Create a screenshot of a geography map drawing game, counting down from 3 for the start of the game. Let's see what AI comes up with. We'll see if AI has any novel approaches to this. But then again, I'm not going to get crazy with it, right? Like I'm not a graphics person. So I'm not going to get nuts with this. I'm just going to yeah, okay. We're not going that crazy. I think literally I'm just going to put the text like start in and then a big 1 or 2, 3, go. And then it goes. How's that sound? And then we'll call it a day. Okay, so to do that, we are going to have to go to the game start controller, which I seem to have lost. Game start controller. We already have the countdown variable, right? Kind of, and we already have a clock, and the clock is there for doing 1, 2, 3 every second. You gotta have a clock to kind of keep track of the seconds. Let's look at this. Actually, I want to pin these open because otherwise I'm going to lose them. And then let me close everything else for now. Close all but pinned. Okay. And I would really like to be able to split the window like that. Okay, perfect. Right. So let's start with the basics. First things we're going to need is the label. We're going to need the label at the top, and we're going to need the... So look, in order to get the label, let's go simply to game screen. And we can just copy some code. Like this. All right. Like this is a label. And obviously we got to change some stuff. This will be the start in. Okay, and this will be at the top and centered. So what does at the top mean? Well, first of all, how big is it going to be? Like set text size. Set text size. And this is where we've done some kind of like stuff. We're making the text size dependent on the screen size, which is something we need to do here as well. Okay, but I don't think we need to get as fancy with the X location and the Y location as we have gotten here. So I'm just going to nuke those. And then the Y location, we're going to make these really simple. So for now, let's just simply make it 20 and the X location will be 50. No, I think we can do a little better with the X location. I think what we'll do, so okay, it needs to be, if we want to have it centered, then we need to take half the screen size, which is target get size. Okay, what is, oh look, yeah, okay, so AI knew what I wanted to do, so it centered the X location, and then the Y location should be, let's say it's going to be 10% down. So did you hear me, AI? I want it to be 10% down. Nah, it didn't hear me. Target. So I want it to be, I just need to get the value of times 10%. Okay. Get size Y times 0.1. Simply that. Okay. But I want the text size to be big. So let's say I want the text size, set text size. Okay, so here the text size is like it's about 1%, a little more than 1% of the screen width. We're gonna do 5% of the screen height. We're gonna see how that goes. First of all, we need to make sure that it even displays the label. All right, let's make sure it just displays it. Okay. Debug windows off screen. Here we go. New game. Timed mode. Okay, that's fine. And then under it, a big 1, 2, 3, go. Which is easy. Okay, that's good. That's good. We're off to a good start. I think it could have been a little bigger. We'll do 15%, but we're off to a good start. Okay, we need another label. Auto label. We're not gonna. We'll call it. Yeah, countdown. That's fine. Now, set widget name countdown. That's good. Set text to 0. Wait, it should go start in 3, 2, 1. Bing. 3, 2, 1, go. Is what it's going to say. 3, 2, 1, go. So it's going to start at 3. Set text size. We'll keep that the same for now. Get render. We'll set it to white. The X location should be the same logic. It's going to be centered. The Y location, it's going to be further down, which it did here, right? You can see AI put it down at 30%. I kind of think it should be half, right? It should be half. Yeah. This way the number is centered. Set position. Yeah, we're doing this. And then GUI add countdown. And you know what? I'm going to make this 25%. Okay. Now that's just going to be a static 3 on the screen, but we can see how it looks. And then we'll change our timer to update the label. Actually, it's not going to take that long. I mean, as long as it looks okay. I mean, it looks like it's not really going to take that long to do. Okay. New game. Timed. That looks good. Oh, no. Why is the start bigger? I don't think I want, maybe I don't want the start that big. Let's make the start smaller at 10%. No. 7.5% is what we're going to do. And then, okay, I think we're in a position to actually start changing this. How do I get, let's see. Get the countdown label. Yep. Okay, perfect. Okay, countdown. So it's going to start, and let me get to the header. It's going to start at 3. Sorry, I got quiet there because I'm thinking. Okay, so countdown is greater than 3. No. So that's not going to work. Because look, I'm going up, right? Like I have to go down. So if I start at 3, 2, 1, 0, but I want to show the go for a second. So actually the countdown should be 4. We're going to kind of cheat here, right? But what we're going to do is we're going to countdown set text. Look, AI is freaking amazing. Look at that. So that's what I was thinking, but I only want to do, but if countdown is, oh, wait a minute. This is still, if countdown is less than or equal to 0, because what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to subtract. 3, 2, 1, go. So if, how do we want to do this? If countdown, oh, come on. If countdown is greater than 0, then we show, it's not quite right, but we're going to get there. AI doesn't know what I want, but what I want is I want to say, go. Look, it had it for a second. God, AI is amazing. Go. Okay. All right, so this is going to, every second, it's going to update this. I know I'm going to be off. I know I'm at least going to be off by 1 right now. That's fine. We don't want 3 minus countdown. What we want is we want countdown minus 1. And this is, you really got to watch, you got to watch AI sometimes, because it'll do stuff where it's like, it's like, oh, yeah, that looks good. And then you look at it and you're like, no, that's not right. Countdown minus 1. I think it's going to repeat the 3. So maybe countdown should be 3. Oh, it is 3. Okay, let's see what happens with this. I'll be happy as long as the text changes and the screen still goes to the new game. I'll be happy as long as that happens. All right, here we go. We got our debug screen, which we don't really need right now. We got the window itself. New game. Timed mode. Okay, we ready? Oh, so close. So close. So the go didn't get displayed, and I think the 3 was like a little, stayed a little long, but we are, oh man. Because the first time it updates, it's going to update to it, update to a 2. What we really need is we really need to make this a 4. And then we need to change this to 2. I think this will work. Oh wait, but if the countdown is greater than 0, we don't need, we want countdown, if countdown is greater than 1? Yeah, I think if countdown is greater than 1 is what this needs to be right here. Okay. Let's go. All right, got our debug screen. Got our game. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see, we got timed mode. Start the game. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Why did it display the 0? Oh, wait, what? This is, I'm confusing myself. We start with the text at 3, but is at 4. So the first second it goes down to 2. No, it goes down to 3, but it shows 3 minus 2 is 1. Oh my gosh. There's got to be a better way to do this. Wait, I want to look at that behavior again. All right, timed mode. Start. 3, 2, 1, 0. Go. That's good enough. Oh, but wait, it never goes to the... Oh, and it never goes to the other screen. Ah, so close. Okay. I bet that's because the countdown is not getting subtracted. I bet that's that. I can just out here. Whoa. Okay. Okay, let me make sure that at least that's working. Oh, I don't know if it is. No, it'll work. It'll work. I know it's going to work. Joe, Barat says, awesome. Joe says, I'm dumber for having watched this. Oh, yeah? Joe? Well, then tell me how to fix it, Joe. 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. 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 We got it. We're good. So if countdown is greater than 2, really? Will this do it? I think this will do it. 3, 2, 1. But the timing is still a little messed up. I bet the timing is messed up because I want to set the text in the start method. I bet that's what it is. Let's try. Joe, it would be impossible for you to be dumber. Okay, let's see. New game, timed. 3, 2, 1, go. Look at that. That was beautiful. All right, this is super hacky. And honestly, if I was looking at a PR of this, I would probably tell the person, I would probably be like, what? Like, I'm glad it works, but what? I would probably, I don't know that I would reject this PR, but I would have questions. One thing I did notice is that the Go gets misaligned. So I'm going to center that. I'm just going to have that centered here. I think I need to use this target. Is it this? Do I have a target? Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay. Now things should get centered properly. Let's see. Joe says Go isn't centered. Yes. Barat says celebration indented Go. Did I? No, it's yeah. Oh, he's saying it's off centered. Yeah, it was off centered. Okay, let's try it now. 3, 2, 1. I think that's awesome. I think that is awesome. This is going to be the greatest game ever. Okay, let me check this in, and then we'll see how we can kind of make this a little... Again, like I said, I can't say I would reject this PR, but I would have questions. 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that's the good comment. Okay. How can we make this make more sense? Right? Like, how can we make this make more sense? I think, first of all, in this, let's add a start method. Oh, wait, I should already have one. Don't I have one? Yeah, right here. So what we can do is we can... In start, we can just set the text. I think what we'll do is we won't have any text at the beginning. And then when we start is when we'll set the text. I'm hoping that'll help the timing a little bit. Because the timing, it feels like the 3 is on the screen a tad bit longer than the 2, 1. And you can see that instead of like doing seconds, I'm actually using milliseconds to time for a second. And I think that's a little more precise, but maybe not. Does it matter? Now I'm thinking about it. It might not matter. Yeah, it's not going to matter. No, it will matter. It will matter. It will matter. It will matter because it might return 1 even. It might return. Yeah, just shut up. It's going to matter. Just deal with it. It'll matter. Okay. I mean, it's wonky because let's just do this. Let's this helps a little bit. This isn't really what I'm thinking isn't really going to be a solution to the wonkiness of the logic. But yeah, AI knew what I wanted. Countdown. So this would actually be, oh my God, this is awful. But then I need this here. Right. And then, so I should be able to arbitrarily, like, let's see if 10 works. We're going to count down from 10. Let's see if 10 works. Arnav says hi. Hi, Arnav. Joe says finally. Yeah. Okay, Joe. Yeah. You go write this in PHP, Joe. Let's see you write this in PHP. Go. Have fun. All right. Let me see. Got this over here. Got that. All right. Tile mode. It's not centered. Ah. Okay. Oh, and it went. Okay. Okay. It went like 10. So that didn't work at all. That didn't work at all. Okay. The centered code is easy. That's easy. That's the easy part. Okay, that's the easy part. It literally went like 10, 7, 2, go. No, write the whole game in PHP, not just the countdown part. Write the whole game in PHP. Okay. I want the menu. I want everything I've written so far. I want to be able to draw on the little tile map. I want to be able to select different game modes. I want all of it. Okay, write it all in PHP. All of it. And I want it to run on Windows and on Mac outside of a browser. I don't want it to run in a browser. Okay, go. Let's see how well you do, Joe. Go for it. Okay. So let's look at that again. I was really expecting it to go 10, 9, 8, 7, but it really it didn't. It didn't. It still kept 3 seconds. Okay, what am I doing? It still kept 3 seconds. It was still only on the screen for like 3 seconds. Let me see. Timed. 8, 7, go. Okay, and then it just sits. Is it going to sit for 10 seconds, or is it ever going to go down? Oh, okay, it did. Okay. So updating the. What am I? Okay, what do I want to do? Every second, I just want to update countdown. This is not that difficult. What I am overthinking. Yeah, I am way overthinking this. Okay. Let's back up. I need the music. I need to restart the music. That's the only way I'm going to be able to concentrate like this. Okay. I hope you know what? I'm going to turn the music up just for Joe. Where'd the screen go? Turn it up for Joe. Okay. Let me know if it's too loud. And anybody but Joe, let me know if it's too loud. All right, let's back up for a second. Okay. We know that the first text that we're going to do is the countdown. We know that. And then every second, what we want to do is we want to decrement until the countdown gets to 0. We don't want to show 0. We want to show go. This has to be a lot easier. I am making this way too difficult. Let's okay, so set position, countdown, set position. Okay, we got. So when we hit our first second, we really should just be showing countdown -1. Let's start there and see what happens. Right? We really should just be doing countdown. No, we should take countdown first. The first thing we should do is decrement countdown, and then we just display it. And then down here, if countdown is less than 0, let's try that. Now, this isn't going to show the go. I think this is going to show 0. But this, if this works, this should do the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. I think that's what this is going to do. New game. Okay. All right. 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. Okay. It just looped around. Wait a minute. Why? Wait. Oh, wait. I bet countdown is a uint, isn't it? Yeah, it's a uint. It's a let's go ahead and make that an end. All right, that'll help with that. I think what I'm going to go ahead and do this. If countdown is greater than 0. Okay, let's give AI a chance, right? Give AI a chance. Kind of like give peace a chance. Let's give AI a chance. I don't feel like waiting. Let's pick 6 seconds. Let's try that. Need to change greater than logic, I guess. Yeah, I think I did. I need help in power by documentation. Can you give me some tips? I don't know what a power by document is. What is a power by document? Is that like a bisexual document? I don't understand. Okay. New game. Tiled. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Why wouldn't, but when countdown was, it literally is supposed to, oh, duh. All right. I think we got this now. I think we got it. And see, this is what, like, if I rejected the PR, right? If somebody else was writing this and I rejected the PR, this is the exercise I would want them to do. I would want them to make this a little more less fragile as opposed to that initial implementation. But sometimes you got to do that. Like, you got to put some like crappy implementation on there to get it to work, and that helps your thought process, and then you refine it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect. We got it, boys. We got it. All right, let me just clean up some code. Set the position. We count down. Got all of that. Perfect. Let's check this in. Let's look at it one more time. Oh wait, actually, let's set this to 3 like we wanted. Let's make sure that works. I don't see any reason why 3 wouldn't work, but let's make sure it does. Now this PR, if the original one I went and I said, this is kind of messy, can you clean this up a little bit? And then they came back with this, I'd be like, much better. Approved. I would approve this PR. All right, let's see. Well, I would make sure. Well, I honestly, I wouldn't make sure it works. I would just look at the code and assume it works. Okay, go. Nice. Thank you. Okay. All right, boys. I think we're going to check this code in and call it a day. That's right. I mean, we did a solid 2 hours of work, just like in real life. I think it's good. Let's see. Push. 3, 2, 1, go. Again. Nice. And then there's one last thing I wanted to check. At some point, I need to. I feel like I want to merge this code into the master of the repo, but nah, I'm not going to. Not right now. Next time, I'm not sure what we're going to do. I'm not sure. It'll probably be next time. Will probably be next Saturday. I don't know. Like, well, actually, maybe I do know. Let's see. We could do it now. I'm tempted, right? I think the thing to do now is, okay, first of all, we do the countdown mode. So we have a start game, but maybe we implement countdown mode. Countdown mode doesn't do anything right now. But yeah, countdown mode doesn't even set the screen to visible. Captain Fandom Nerd says, have a good time with your mom. Okay, for anybody who didn't hear me earlier, I'm going to visit my mom this week and stay with her for the week. Okay, my mom lives alone. I'm going to stay with my mom. So That is what Captain Fandom Nerd is saying. Have fun with your mom. Okay, it doesn't have a good time with your mom like that. Okay. Just so anybody listening knows. Anyway, I think what would be good is for the countdown timer. We could implement the countdown timer, or we could implement a portion of this, right? So boom, boom, boom. And actually, this might be the better thing to do. So right now we don't have any data. But maybe what we do is we have it say draw X. And I'm not saying it's going to know if you drew X or not. But it says draw X, and then you hit submit. And then it tells you to draw, it says draw Y, and then you draw something, you hit submit. And then, so maybe it would be a good exercise to just have it tell you to draw things, and then you submit those things. It's not going to check them, it's not going to do a score, but what it will do at the end of it is it will do a new game. Or no, I'm sorry, it will end the game. And then it'll display something on the screen that says you drew 5 items in 5 minutes and blah blah blah. I think maybe that's what we'll do next time. Is we'll try to put some more game mechanics. At some point, we're gonna have to start working on the data, right? At some point, we're gonna have to like have you draw something and then see if what you drew makes sense, something like that. But that's still a little ways down the road. I think getting the mechanics in place are important, and then the data will come later. And literally, like, with the mechanics, you can have like draw a fire truck, but what the intention is that you're going to draw maps. So, anyway, well, thanks everybody for joining. I appreciate it. This was fun. Like I said, I will probably be back next Saturday. I'm coming home on Friday from my mom's because I'm going to have a good time with my mom. Thank you, Captain Fandom Nerd, for that awkwardness. And I will see you then. Be sure to click and subscribe. Bye-bye.